We are here, finally set to begin in Bedford. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you. And again, Kristen, you're very familiar with players on both squads, having coached them coming up through the ranks with the New Hampshire Tomahawks. One noticeable absence is on the Bedford side. That's junior Julian Bell, perhaps their best player, certainly one of their leaders. She is here, but not suited up and will not play in this one.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate to see Bell sitting this one out, not dressed, but she's on the sideline supporting her team. I think it's a good opportunity for some of the other players on Bedford to really step up to the challenge. We've seen Olivia Matthews have a really strong freshman campaign. Reagan O'Brien has been a star for the Bulldogs, and so we'll really see what these girls can do when up to the challenge tonight.
In the face-off circuit will be Lauren Thomas, the sophomore for Bedford. BG in the road greens. White lettering. And now the teams are going to switch ends, it looks like. A little confusion on who is going to head towards what goal. Players on both squads now are going to have to change up the positioning. Both goaltenders are going to swap nets here. 2 25-minute halves running time. BG undefeated, just like the boys. The only Division I program without a blemish at this point. Bedford beat everybody but BG during the regular season. Christine Hodgson on the Bedford sideline. Leslie Y, the head coach for the Cardinals. Bedford in their home whites. This one straight up in the air, and we are underway here in Bedford.
Holt did a nice job fighting for that ground ball.
This is Holt down the middle and draws the game's first whistle, and is going to line up here. Yep. Looks like just inside the 15-yard line.
Yep, so Holt was fouled, but outside the 8 meters, so she's going to line up on the 12, and that'll be an indirect opportunity for the Cardinals.
It won't result in a shot. Holt going to pull it out, and on the game's first trip, the BG attack going to take their time. A lot of talk defensively by Bedford. Holt up top, Bouvier, little underhanded pass for Piercy. Shot here goes wide. In net tonight for Bedford, Abigail Widener, the sophomore goaltender. Been the starter pretty much all year for Coach Hodgson. There's a beautiful move. It's Riley Bouvier, the junior, going to get the party started. BG, an emphatic celebration behind the cage as they move out in front, 1-0 with just over a minute gone by here in the first half.
Bouvier did a nice job working to get to the inside there. You know, sometimes you'll see girls around the crease shoot with a lower angle, but she did a nice job setting herself up for that strong shooting opportunity.
So Riley Bouvier, the junior, headed to Stanford. Looking good there, good placement, good touch on that shot, and BG got to be pleased with how the first minute has gone. They win the face-off, and then they get the goal from Bouvier. Again, it'll be Holt against Thomas. This one up in the air. Bouvier had it for a moment, then Thomas knocks it loose. You can hear the Bedford student section. They like it. Meanwhile, a charge right down the middle from Reagan O'Brien is going to again draw the whistle with the infraction coming, I think, inside the 8-yard line there.
Yeah, this will set O'Brien up for her first free position of the night. She's really dangerous on this free position line. She can use her speed to just get ahead.
One of these talented underclassmen, Reagan O'Brien, trying to tie the game. Bouncer kicked away. Not going to happen, says the Guertin goaltender. It's McKenna Reiki. Meanwhile, BG the other way. Bouvier past midfield. Throws a pass off the back foot. Piercy going to advance. And now the attack is going to finally slow down here for BG. They've got a 1-0 lead. Now 2 minutes in. Well, they're going to show patience here. And now Holt deciding to take on 2 Bedford defenders. Little jab, little spin, still double teamed. Second defender there was Sydney Grogan, who backtracks for Bedford. Near side, shot off the post. That was Maddie Keating, a pretty good look. Off the post, I think that far post it hit. Outlet here and a collision at midfield. Emily Hayhurst looked like may have gotten away with a push there as Emily Ulmer went flying, the senior for Bedford.
I think in this situation, a little bit more field awareness could have benefited Hayhurst and the Cardinals. They were really close to running the Bedford player out of bounds, and so definitely something to pay attention to on that field position. By
the way, a 4 official team for this semifinal: Libby Mongian, Lynn Marie Cusick-Lehman, Gary Wong, and Daniel Lemieux. Another whistle. Bedford will keep it. Another quick restart, but the pass dropped up top and then taken away. Holt, long pass, a little too long for Nat Kutu. Although good hustle by Stephanie Reap to stay with it. Cardinals now trying to find some spacing. Bouvier over the top. That's Tess Prunier. And again, the Cardinal attack trying to space things out. Keating goes behind the cage. He'll swing it near side for Reap. Nearly 4 minutes in. BG working on a 1-0 lead. Lob pass far side. Bulldog D packed in here. Holt taking off the switch, trying to spin to her left.
Looks like we had a horizontal cross check to the body, and so this will set Holt up for a free position shot. I have a feeling she's going to run this one in.
Declined earlier on a similar situation. This time we'll shoot and score. Goes low, sneaks it inside that far post. First goal for Holt. It's now 2-0 Cardinals.
Cardinals are doing a nice job with ball movement, really taking advantage of the possessions. Seen them run a little bit of a weave up top. Looks very familiar. The Syracuse women's team runs a similar offense, and they found great success with that during their season.
Well executed on that trip for sure by BG. Their patience pays off. Holt makes it 2-0. Just over 4 minutes gone by. Bouvier scored the opening goal for BG. One so far at the face-off circle. Again, it'll be, I think this is Elenia Enners this time for Bedford. Loose near side, whistle will give this to Bedford. Some scrappy play along the near wing. Now O'Brien charges across the 50. Takes a BG defender with her, left side, and now a whistle trailing the play. There's 2 Cardinals combining defensively there to try and slow down O'Brien. Official's going to move Holt out of her path and place her behind O'Brien. Still not enough room for a shot, enough room for a pass in the middle. Nowhere to go though for Grogan. And then, well, that one nearly turned over, but Enners with good hustle. It's Elena Enners, her brother, plays for Bedford as well. They both wear number 26. Looking for a cutter. That's O'Brien. Couldn't get it cleanly. Enners out of the fray is shut down. Stopped again by BG's Riki. Wearing number 29 in goal as opposed to her normal number 27. It's held Bedford off the board so far, coming up on 6 minutes gone by in this first half. It looks to me, Kristen, like the Cardinals really trying to deny Reagan O'Brien the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. They really see, they're rightfully keyed in on her. She's definitely a threat, and we'll see what she can do right here.
Yeah, able to spring loose for a moment. Got away from Hayhurst and does draw the contact here. She'll place her toes just outside the 10-yard line.
This is a good hash for the natural lefty.
Trying to get Bedford on the board. O'Brien, bouncer, gets it to go. Able to beat Riki below the knee, and Bedford is on the board, trailing now 2-1.
With multiple free position goals already, it's going to be important for both of these teams to really control their sticks and try to limit the fouls. That's just almost handing the other team a goal.
O'Brien, despite the best efforts there by the BG defense, eventually gets the possession, draws the whistle, and then finishes it low, beating the goaltender below the knee for the goal. So 2-1, Bedford back within one. With just over 6 minutes gone by in this first half. A good crowd has turned out for this late start. Didn't get underway until nearly 9 o'clock Eastern time. In fact, it's 9 o'clock right now. That has not deterred the fans from both BG and Nashua.
Lindsay Holt moved early on the draw, so it's going to be Bedford possession at the midfield.
They've won 3 out of 4, I believe, to begin the game. This is Olivia Matthews. Freshman Kristen, you were talking about during the pregame, has really been a big force for Bedford at the varsity level all season.
Absolutely. Her stick skills are really impressive, and her athleticism shows through in everything that she does. She's shifty on attack and has a strong presence in the midfield as well. So excited to watch her tonight.
Meanwhile, it's Enners given room here on the near side, trying to find a little two-man game action along with Grogan. Now it's Grogan up top. Grogan fakes right, tried to go left, had it poked loose. Good defensive play by the Cardinals, free to Teresa. One of the senior defenders, a little too aggressive maybe. Now Grogan, far side, O'Brien lost it. Trying to fight off Hayhurst. And again, a whistle will keep it at this end. Well, they're going to line up O'Brien deep on that far wing and allow BG's Kate Simpson to stay in front of her. Now O'Brien taking on Teresa and Simpson. Shifty move to the left, trying to avoid 3 different defenders. Runs into a crowd and turns this over to the Cardinals.
We have O'Brien called for an offensive foul here, so that charge call is going to turn the ball over to BG. If you're forcing your way through the defenders, they're holding their position, that's going to be an offensive foul.
Now the Cardinals trying to deal with the Bedford ride. O'Brien over the head of Holt and turned over. Oh, nope, spoke too soon. Kept inbounds on a heads-up play by Stephanie Reap. And now Kutu going to retreat to a safe spot here deep behind the cage. It's BG again looking to settle in. Just over 7 minutes gone by. First half. Or 8 minutes, I guess. Time flying here. 2-1 Cardinals. Defensive chant broke out briefly by the Bedford fans. Meanwhile, a stack near side. Bouvier's shot goes a few inches above the crossbar. Out of play. It'll stay with the Cards. Back up top. Probing the defense. Lost it. Piercy took her eye off it for a moment. However, the senior is able to recover. Back middle, Keating. Little toss for Prunier. Up top for Kutu. Collides with a Bedford defender. And draws the whistle against the Bulldogs. Well, the home crowd didn't like it. Kutu now from just outside the 12-yard line. Charging the net. Shot. Didn't come out cleanly. Ends up over the cage, but another whistle here against Bedford.
Bedford's playing aggressive deep, but those sticks checked in toward the body are going to be a foul called every single time, so they got to clean that up.
Can't extend, right?
Cannot extend or check toward the head.
Shot bouncer is in, but again the officials blow the whistle and will wave this one off. I guess an early start there.
Yeah, we had an early entry into the 8-meter.
Kutu, same result. Shot and score. And a savage yell after the goal by the junior. Great placement there, low and away, and BG back out in front by 2, 3-1.
When you have multiple whistles like that, sometimes it's hard to convert on the second and third try, so nice poise by Guertin there.
That one pretty far out, too. 11, 12 yards. Didn't matter. 10 minutes now in. BG 3-1. 3 different goal scorers. We saw Bouvier. We've seen Holt. And now we see Nat Guertin.
This is a key draw control for Bedford here to try and stop this BG run. They're going to want to try and go back and forth with BG in order to stay in this one.
Again, unofficially by my count, Bedford has won 3 of the first 4. It'll be Enners against Bouvier. This one flies towards the BG cage and is scooped up by the Cardinals. Good job by Tegan McInnes. Up ahead for Holt. Holt now in a foot race down the middle. Holt slips, lost her footing and the ball, but does draw the whistle. Well, again, slick turf, we talked about it, really rained hard. At about 6 o'clock, it delayed the boys' game at halftime by nearly 90 minutes. Some of that turf apparently still pretty slick. Holt gonna charge, gonna score. Well, again, BG able to take advantage of a Bedford mistake and now lead 4-1.
It's 2 bounce shots that have gotten past Widener in a row. BG seeming to find success with those low shots, but overall really strong placement.
And you mentioned it, the onus really now on the Bulldog defense, right, to try and limit those kind of situations.
Absolutely. Those fouls where, you know, a little bit more control of the stick, that can really make a difference.
This one is Matthews going up against Bouvier.
We're going to have a redraw here. The ball did not go above the shoulders players' shoulders, excuse me.
Good piece of officiating there. It's Gary Wong. That one well over the shoulders. Holt trying to battle with Grogan. And Grogan, who's one of the guards on the basketball team, gets to it. Went flying into that Bedford sideline. Holt gave her a little nudge. Bedford's going to keep it. Nearly 11 minutes gone by. First half. Back-to-back goals by BG as Bedford a little bit of a tough spot here. Down 3 early.
With that foul, Holt drew a yellow card, and so we're going to have a man-up opportunity for the Bedford offense.
I didn't even see that, you're right. So they say Holt really egregious there on that push. Golden opportunity for the home team. Try to make this a 2-goal game again. Enners behind the cage, given room. The defender is Kyla Pascucci. Enners going to try her luck on the other side of the cage. Trying to slip middle, still nowhere to go. The bigger defender Pascucci driving her back near side now. Trying to find some kind of a cutter now, a whistle away from the ball. Going to bring this one back out. And it looked like a hold there on the weak side is going to free up Emily Ulmer. Ulmer just inside the 11-yard line. Head down, right to the net, shot wide. Backed up by Bedford. Kind of a blind pass floated up over. Ends up on the turf, and now Bouvier. Look at the speed. Outrunning a pack. Bouvier. Left side pass, shot. Guertin goes wide and out of play. Well, Bouvier, a commit to the University of Stanford. The junior. Showing that raw athleticism on that clear. Set up a pretty good shot for her teammate Guertin as well, but it ended up wide. BG will keep it at this end, and as we hit the midway point, first half, Cardinals looking to extend this 4-1 lead. Looks like Bedford's getting a little more aggressive here. Kristen defensively coming out to meet BG way out along the perimeter.
Yeah, so they still are man up, so they actually are able to double the ball. Looks like Holt will be released soon, but BG's just going to take their time while they are still man down. It looks like we're going to be even right now.
Yeah, Holt jogging on from the box. We'll see if Bedford changes up the approach here defensively. We hit the 12-minute mark. We get a whistle.
Looks like we had a Bedford player go offsides.
That's O'Brien jogging off back to the Bedford sideline. Play resumes, trying to fight her way middle. Goes reap, and then the rebound is knocked off the crossbar. I think that was Kutu on the shot. Either way, Bedford's Matthews gets to it. And now a great change of direction by Grogan, but she lost it from behind. Slapped loose. Still loose, middle of the field. Bouvier trying to tap it to herself. Does so. Look at this. Right down the middle, shot to score. Bouvier making it look easy. 5-1 after the junior scores her second.
Beautiful play by Bouvier. She really is a true two-way midfielder, scrappy between the 30s, and then is able to finish with such poise and power behind that shot.
Well, the speed is impressive. It really is. The junior committed to the University of Stanford. Meanwhile, timeout is called down on the field. First timeout either way, as Bedford head coach Christine Hodgson trying to settle down her troops. BG scored the first 2 goals of the game in the opening, 5 or so minutes. Bedford got on the board with Reagan O'Brien about 10 minutes into the game, but the last 3 have gone again to the Cardinals. Kutu, Holt, and Bouvier. Both Bouvier and Holt with 2 apiece here. So what do you do right now, Kristen, if you're Coach Hodgson, your club trailing big in what may be a real crucial moment here of the first half with 11 minutes and change remaining?
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs, they had a hard time breaking through that BG defense, and so I did notice they were trying to go 1v1 against the BG defenders rather than some of that faster ball movement that they may be able to find more success, I think, on their player up opportunity. They tried to go 1v1, and a lot of times you're not able to find that opening, so moving the ball faster for them is going to be a key when they get those possessions.
And what about for BG to keep this thing going?
Yeah, BG, they haven't been as successful on the draw controls as I think they'd probably like to be, and so capitalizing on that and keeping those possessions, it's going to allow them to control the pace of the game. Now that they have a bit of a lead, they're able to settle this down and really play at the pace that they want to.
Again, BG, how about 16 college commits on the roster? That impressive. We're used to that program at BG putting out those kind of numbers, but 16, I mean, that's, I think, the most ever, right?
As far as I know, I mean, well, gosh, when I was a player, I graduated about 6 years ago. I believe there were 5 or so of us, and that was impressive at the time. And
right.
Just to see the sport grow so much in such a short amount of time is really, it's been fun to watch.
On both levels, right? Boys and girls. It's really kind of exploded really over the last decade or so. And BG really has been at the forefront, looking for another championship. Former assistant Leslie Y now as the head coach. And, of course, these seniors, after missing their entire junior years last year, would love to go out on top as well. This young Bedford team, though, with other ideas, although they trail 5-1, still plenty of time. 11-plus minutes remaining in this first half. Banners gets to it. Well, Bedford gets that one. They needed it. Bulldogs again playing without one of their captains, Julian Bell, the junior midfielder, committed to Navy. Julian out with an injury. Her teammates trying to rally in her absence. Enters far side, given room by Bouvier. Enters trying to challenge Bouvier now middle, spins right. Bouvier hacks at the stick. Somehow Enters still in control, even though Bouvier closing in on her. Now O'Brien, middle, nice pass, shot, and score. A pretty feed over the top. Finished off by Reagan O'Brien. It's the second for the sophomore O'Brien. Great catch and finish over the head. Oh no, that was Grogan, I'm sorry.
Grogan,
Yeah,
yep.
Grogan on the score. And Bedford now back within 3 at 5-2.
Great finish by Grogan, a great handle inside.
Good pass too, right?
Absolutely. When you're a threat like that behind the cage, the defense is going to have to play you tighter, and that opened up the opportunity.
That's a big answer for Bedford as well. That puts an end to a 3-0 run by BG. Bulldogs have had the unofficial advantage at the face-off circle. And they'll keep it rolling here as Grogan gets to it, draws a hit. Very quick restart, short pass over the 50 for Matthews. Matthews with Holt closing in, gonna get rid of it. And now Bedford trying to find some spacing behind the cage. Hoping to score on back-to-back trips as we move towards the 10-minute mark, first half. Enner's going to come from near side to far, still giving room on the wing. As a player near side, slow swooping shot and score. Well, surprised everybody by pulling the trigger there in a crowd. Good pass, good shot. That's Matthews, the freshman, her first. Bedford back-to-back goals. They're right back within 2 at 5-3.
Great to see this Bulldogs team moving the ball. That's been a big key for this 2-goal run that they're on right now.
Yeah, you're right. Everybody unselfish there. Everybody touching it, not holding it too long, moving it.
2 heads-up plays that led to back-to-back goals.
And Matthews, a pretty good finish there with that sidearm shot. So Bedford playing with some momentum. They got the home fans here, one of the largest crowds we've seen all year. And most of them are young students as well, which is great from an energy perspective. Meanwhile, Piercy being hounded from behind by Grogan.
That's it.
Helped out by Reap. And now up top, Holt willing to take a breath and slow this thing down here for a minute. BG, they've been on the defensive end the last few minutes, trying to get their attack unit reacclimated.
You can see Bouvier in there motioning to her teammates to settle for a minute.
Now Bouvier. Double team, pass off target, not out of bounds. Now got to credit the Bedford defense, right? Challenging Bouvier, forcing the ball out of her stick, and well, that pressure leads to the turnover in that case, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And they denied the cutter Kutu as well. Good defense all around, and let's hope for a successful clear.
Enners tiptoeing the 50. Short little pass for Doldo. It's Alexandra Doldo. Matthews helps out as well, and now Grogan going to come to a trot here on the near side wing. We head towards the 8-minute mark, first quarter. Bedford looking to extend the run to 3 unanswered. Enners taking on Bouvier, trying to shake her off.
Bouvier is going to get called here for a horizontal stick, so the defender needs to keep their stick in a more vertical position, so that's going to be a foul.
Draws the slide, shot, score. Enners on the assist. It's O'Brien on the finish. And Bedford is right back within 1. Second goal for Reagan O'Brien. And now a timeout, Bishop Guertin.
Lacrosse now more than ever has been a game of runs, and so this is really important for Coach Y to bring her team in and talk about what's been going on so that they can come out and get that next possession. It's going to be key to stop Bedford's run.
BG opened the game on a 2-0 run and held Bedford off the board for nearly 10 minutes. At that point, the Cardinals put together 3 unanswered and led at one point 5-1, just past the midway point of this first half. Since then, over the last, 3 or 4 minutes, it's been all Bedford as the Bulldogs have scored 3 straight of their own. To your point, Kristen, a game of runs coming to fruition. So now the onus, I guess, on Bishop Guertin here. Bedford playing with the momentum, hearing the positive response from this crowd. What do you do if you're head coach Leslie Y? How do you settle your troops down here at this spot with 8 minutes and change remaining here first half?
I think BG needs to stay focused on their game and what they do best. They're a strong team of one-on-one dodgers, and they've had a couple errant passes on the offensive end, and so if they can clean those up and finish on those opportunities, they'll be in a better place. And then I would say BG can get more aggressive in their ride. Bedford's done a really good job clearing the ball and converting on their opportunities, so a good opportunity for Coach Y to motivate her team and really rally them to play a bit more aggressive right now.
Again, the winner gets Pinkerton. Astros advanced earlier today with a win over Exeter. That championship game will be played Tuesday night in Exeter. We'll have coverage of that for you right here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire in conjunction with the NFHS. That'll be again part of a boys-girls doubleheader, as we'll have Exeter and Pinkerton in the boys semifinals that day as well. That's all coming up on Tuesday. All right, BG out of the timeout. They've seen their lead shrink down to just 1 goal here at 5-4. Bulldogs have held the advantage in the face-off circle. Oh, heads up. Bouvier went flying on that slick turf. Piercy had it. Officials give it to Bedford. Enters given the clear on the restart, and here come the Bulldogs trying to tie this game as we move inside of 8 minutes here in the first half. Balanced approach. We've seen O'Brien score 2, Grogan and Matthews the other 2 for Bedford. Bouvier, Holt with 2 apiece for BG. Kutu right now is the difference. Enters, spin move. Trying to draw a slide. Pretty good recovery defensively by Kate Simpson for BG. Enters, surveys. Big pile up here, top of the box, away from the ball. Enters and Simpson one-on-one on that far post. Looking for the cutter. Matthews right at the doorstep, lost it. In and out of her stick. Officials again going to clarify things here with inside of 7 minutes now until halftime.
Looks like they called a crease violation on Holt, so the ball will remain with Bedford.
Holt told to go behind Enters as Enters gets the restart. Tegan Steele, freshman out there as well, deep behind the cage for Bedford, away from the ball. Meanwhile, Holt, the defender, trying to screen the vision of Enters as she looks for a cutter. Riki waving her stick as well in net, holding it out over her head with her right hand. Here's Steele. And again, a whistle away from the ball. Well, the official tells the defender, Teresa, to reposition herself, and now Bedford is going to go ahead and restart. Inside of 6 minutes, first half. Lengthy trip for the Bulldogs. Enters, sweeping shot wide. And again was hit on the shot by BG and is going to be rewarded here.
Interesting approach by Bedford there, looking to take an ISO 1v1, but also have opportunities off the stack.
Yeah, that whole set seemed to come from behind the cage, looking to free something out up top. Enters, shot, and score. That's Elenia Enters, the sophomore who's played well in this first half. We are tied at 5. Bedford has scored 4 unanswered goals.
Enters has really stepped up big for the Bulldogs in the midfield and on the offensive end.
Again, Bedford shorthanded without perhaps their best player. Junior captain Julian Bell out. That means there's a void that needs to be filled, and right now Elenia Enters and others for Bedford getting it done. First goal for Enters. We're tied at 5 as we head towards 5 minutes to go in this first half. Bulldogs at unofficial advantage at the face-off circle, 6-4. Matthews against Holt. Bouvier able to joust for position, comes up with a good spin move by the future Stanford Cardinal. And now the BG Cardinals, after spending the last few minutes on the defensive end, trying to get this attack going, trying to blow some dust off the machine here. They scored 5 goals in the first, 12 minutes?
I think so.
And have been empty since. Holt, a sprint to a right, a shot, ends up a foot wide of that near post. Holt, who has scored twice in this first half, the Holy Cross commit, trying to get something going there. As we hit 4.5 to go first half. Now drawing a crowd and getting knocked down was Kutu.
Kutu did a nice job drawing that foul and maintaining possession of the ball.
Yeah. Able to hold on. Now given free rein from the far hash, just outside the 10-yard line. Got a charge. Ball does not come out cleanly. Taken off the carpet by Campbell here on the near side. BG will keep it at this end with now inside of 4 minutes to go until the break.
This has been one of the Cardinals' longer possessions, and without a shot clock, they can just keep taking their time.
Meanwhile, the Bedford defense doing a good job. Switching up top here, Bouvier now picked up off the switch by Grogan. And just haven't been a whole lot of clean-looking shots here over the past several trips for BG.
Credit to Bedford for really having good stick position, and just like that, we see a good cause turnover.
Yeah. Holt lost their footing. Now losing the ball near side is Bedford's Sabrina Tipping, being harassed by Teresa.
And an empty stick check on the Cardinals will keep this Bedford ball.
Yeah, the officials help Bedford out here as the clock continues to move now inside of 3 minutes. Coming up at halftime, a complete recap of the first half, plus the latest tournament news. Have a look at the bracket. Get you ready for the second half as well. We'll get Kristen's keys, all that coming up at halftime. We're tied at 5. Bedford has scored 4 unanswered and are looking for their first lead of the night. Enters one-on-one, trying to shake off Hayhurst, draws 2 slides, and then gets rid of the ball to the far side. Now Matthews, the freshman, hit on the shot. It comes out awkwardly. It rolls out of bounds and will stay with Bedford despite the best efforts of Emma Hayhurst, who nearly was able to beat both Bulldogs to the line there. It was not meant to be. It'll stay with the home team. Behind the cage, this is Cameron Schmidt. Up top for Enters. Given plenty of room by the defender, Teresa, now near side. Doldo. Given room, picked back up by Piscucci, the big defender on the far side. Final 95 seconds, first half. Matthews shot and score. A sweeping shot for the freshman, and the crowd really going wild here in Bedford as the Bulldogs take their first lead of the game with 1:32 to go until halftime.
Loved that release from Olivia Matthews. She went him a little bit low to high and just a really hard shot to stop for Riki.
Excellent placement as well as that one sneaks in with little room to spare. Matthews with 2. Bedford has scored now 5 unanswered and have their first lead of the night on the board at 6-5 with just over 1.5 minutes to go in this first half. Undefeated Bishop Guertin searching for answers. They have not found many answers today at the face-off circle, and they won't find one here. Good hustle by Grogan to get to it. Now Grogan running away from 3 green jerseys. Flips it back, Deke, tipping, trying to help her out far side, and now it's O'Brien. O'Brien in the middle for Enners. Enners going to slow it down just outside the 20-yard line, leaves it far side for O'Brien, going to cradle and protect. Floats a pass near side. And now Bedford with 1 minute to go in this first half in a position to perhaps hold for one shot. Either way, looking for a 2-goal lead before the break. Enners, back door, shot, scores, Sydney Grogan.
The vision from these Bedford attackers has worked to their advantage. They're making these heads-up plays under pressure and finding those open cutters.
6 unanswered. Meanwhile, the BG defense talking amongst themselves for a while there after that last goal, trying to figure it out. As this Bedford attack, didn't hear much from them through the first 13, 14 or so minutes. Just 1 goal, but an explosion over the last 10-plus minutes. 6 unanswered.
Really fueled by their draw control wins.
Yeah. Won 7, or no, 8, I think, of the 14 so far. Bouncer, near side, Bedford another. Enners with 40 seconds. Little short pass for Matthews, the freshman. Given plenty of room here at the 25. Going to hold on for a moment. Coach Hodgson roaming the Bedford sideline, trying to give direction to the spinning youngster who makes her way back middle. Matthews going to draw Teresa on the switch. Pass goes over the head of the target. Good backup, though, by Doldo. Final 10 seconds. Bedford looking for one final shot. Matthews trying to circle around Bouvier. Leaves a pass left side. Shot! Goes wide by O'Brien, out of play with inside of 3 seconds remaining. Restart from behind the cage. A sprint near side. The shot, though, ends up too high. And that'll do it. First half in the books. The Bedford Bulldogs have scored 6 unanswered and lead BG 7-5 in front of this frenzied home crowd in the state semifinals. All right. By my count, Bedford won 9 of the 13 face-offs in the first half. This one goes to BG. And now Bouvier showing that speed. The junior running like a deer here. Goes around the final defender and whips a shot for the score. Well, Bouvier. And now with the goaltender Riki as well, celebrating back at her end of the field. That's about as clean of a start as you could ask for, Kristen. Just 18 seconds in, and BG's right back down only 1.
Love seeing them come out of halftime with just an absolute fire and big intensity. You could see how badly Bouvier wanted that, and nothing was going to stand between her and the goal.
She's now the game's high scorer.
As I mentioned,
goals.
At the start of halftime, we do see Campbell in the draw circle, so we're going to look to leverage some of Katie's height and skill inside the circle.
We had seen Holtz take, I think, most of those first half draws for BG. And now Campbell, the junior.
Let's go, White! Come on, White!
As you mentioned, Kristen, one of the taller players out there, one of the more physically imposing players, trying to change things up at the face-off circle. Bedford switched up between a couple of different, 2 or 3 different, I think, face-off specialists in that first half, including the freshman Matthews, who's trying to get position on Campbell here. The taller Campbell reaches over, knocks it loose. But Bedford's enters. Been a ground ball machine for Coach Hodgson. Comes up with that one, trying to free up Matthews on the far side, and a whistle will come here against BG. And then a little too early of a restart. They're going to reposition. And now we get things going with nearly a minute gone by in this second half. Bedford trying to reestablish a 2-goal lead. Now here's Enners. They call her Ellie. Wants a one-on-one here. She's done a little bit of everything so far for Bedford, including score a goal late in that first half.
That was a nice split to her left hand, but unfortunately, we had a Bishop Guertin defender in her way. It looks like there's going to be a shooting space call.
Yeah, they're going to call it against Piercy, I think. So Enners from what, just inside the 12-yard line from straight away. Eyeing the net, the shot knocked down by Riki. A good save by the BG goaltender, as McKenna Riki saw that one, made the save down by her ankles.
That's a great adjustment from Riki, as she'd let in a couple low bounce shots previously, and she was ready for that one.
Good point. The junior made the adjustment. The Bedford ride giving BG some problems here on the clear. Cardinals Delaney Ramallo trying to crack the safe, loses her footing on that far sideline.
And we're going to see a yellow card here for a push to the back.
Yep. Saw one go against Lindsay Holt back in that first half. This one goes against Bedford.
Ball going back to Ramallo on a yellow card. The official needs to whistle for the play to resume.
Everyone a little anxious there. Pass over the top. And now BG on a mission to try and tie this one. Just over 2 minutes gone by since halftime. It's Reap. Pass over the top. Holt thought about it. Dodges her way out of trouble. Campbell going to swing it near side. Holt. Pass backdoor for Bouvier. I don't think Bouvier expected it and turns it over. A full out sprint out of a crowd. This is Bedford's Vivian Robinson. Robinson, a nice spin move, trying to tiptoe that far sideline. Eventually lost the ball though. One too many spins. BG's Kyla Pascucci to the rescue for the Cardinals. And then she may have stepped out of bounds there, I think so. On that far sideline, the ball back over to Bedford.
That's a huge call for Bedford now that they can wind down the clock as they are a player down still.
BG can afford to take a couple chances here defensively, trying to jar it loose, but the freshman Matthews, relentless. That one nearly turned over along that far sideline. Grogan wasn't expecting it initially. Nice recovery by the sophomore. Gets it out to the freshman Matthews. Nearly 4 minutes gone by, second half. Again, Bedford hoping to kill some clock before we're back to even strength. Whistle. This one against the BG defense. They point at Teresa.
This isn't a great angle for Grogan, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see her pull it out.
Pretty deep and a real tough angle. She's going to charge, though. Fire anyway and score. Well, brought the fight right to the goaltender. Goes over the left shoulder of Riki. And Bedford's back up 2 at 8-6.
Grogan fought to get the inside there, opened up a scoring opportunity for the Bulldogs.
So Sydney Grogan, who has played well really all season, gets this one. Grogan with now 3 goals, the high scorer for Bedford. 2 of those coming, of course, back in the first half. Gorgeous crowd on what turned out to be a gorgeous night. A large student body presence here, along with the parents and bystanders. Field is wet. We saw a torrential downpour, some lightning storms earlier that caused this game to be delayed over an hour to start. Campbell wins the foot race, is awarded possession for BG off the faceoff. Campbell swings it near side, and now Maddie Keating is going to pull it out. A lot of off-ball movement. Finally, they find Bouvier. Rifling shot a couple of inches over the crossbar. That's what you like to see, though, if you're Coach Y, right?
The ball movement is really creating these opportunities for them. There we have an unassisted goal.
Shot and score. You blink, you missed it. Comes from out front. And again, BG, they get what they were hoping to get. They're back within 1.
Nice 1v1 take for Steph Reep. She is, I believe, the only natural lefty on the BG attack, and so she was really able to work that defender.
So Reep gets it done on a power move near the net. 8-7 now with 5 minutes gone by. Second half. Reminder, Pinkerton gets the winner on Tuesday. We'll have that broadcast for you. And by the way, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. A lot of new viewers out there. We'd appreciate if you hit the subscribe button on the YouTube page. You won't miss a thing moving forward, not just during lacrosse season either, but when we gear back up in the fall, next winter, all the good stuff. So hit the subscribe button, if you will, on our YouTube channel, FNL NH Media.
Campbell moved early on the whistle there, so it'll be Bedford ball.
They've had that advantage at the face-off circle. They'll try to use it to capitalize here and reestablish a 2-goal game. Enters, nowhere to go. Piercy all over her. Try the other side for Matthews. Oh, Bedford in no hurry. Nursing the clock with the 1-goal lead. Now the move put on by Matthews. Bouvier right on her. Staying on her right hip.
I think this is smart by Bedford to slow the play a little bit. Looks like their starting midfielders have been playing most, if all, of the game.
Wrap around, won't get through. O'Brien, pretty good look. Not quite a clean shot, though. It ends up with Riki, the goaltender, waving her left arm, trying to clear it out. 6 minutes gone by, second half. Well, you're right, Kristen. It seemed like as the game had gone on back in the regular season meeting between these two teams in Nashua, Bedford was right in the game at halftime, and then as that second half wore on, the BG gap got bigger and bigger. Some of that depth for the Cardinals starting to come to the forefront.
Absolutely. BG could run 2 to 3 midfield lines if they chose to do so, with some really strong talent even on the bench right now. So that will definitely play to their advantage.
The question becomes, can those Bedford starters keep up the endurance levels as we move deeper into the second half? Right now, their lead's still intact at 8-7, nearly 7 minutes gone by since halftime already. BG a chance to tie on this trip. They're going to clear it out on the near side. This is Kutu. Backdoor feed, shot and score. Stephanie Reap left open. Now the officials are going to change the call.
They're calling a charge on Reap. So that's another offensive foul that we saw earlier. So it looks like she charged through that Bedford defender.
A tough call that is not going to sit well with Coach Y. So Bedford may have caught a break there. They restart from their own end. Matthews, a sprint to that far sideline, does get the spot, and Bedford gets the clear. But the bounce pass is taken away off the turf by the BG defender, Frida Teresa, who's played well. Now a backwards pass has gotten BG scrambling in their own end. Pass deflected initially, and now Reap does come up with a clear. Low pass far side, Campbell. Split dodge on that far sideline. Whistle, and we'll restart with Campbell just outside the 23-yard line. Nearly 8 minutes now gone, second half, 8-7 Bedford. BG going to take their time, work the perimeter, around the outside it goes. Cardinals with Reap and Bouvier lighting the lamp in the second half. Will they go to Bouvier? They do here. Right side, high pass for Holt, who has also scored twice. Going to sneak that one away from the defender. Enters a side release, side arm release. Ends up wide and out of play. Backed up, though, by BG. And now Bouvier, the restart from behind the cage. Second defender coming over. Spins inside of Matthews. Gets a whistle. And a hold here against the Bulldogs. 9 minutes gone, second half. Great opportunity for the equalizer. Will Bouvier cash in? From the near hash, just outside the 8-yard line. Looks, shoots just high. What was that, Kristen? About 3 inches high? Maybe that?
Maybe. Just floated above the crossbar.
Had the right idea. Game stays tied. Ball stays at this end. Action along this near wing. Back out for Holt. The defender is Grogan. Awaits the challenge. The shot on a quick trigger ends up wide. Again, backed up well by the Cardinals, and with now nearly 10 minutes in, second half, again it stays at this end. Bouvier. Nice pass. Shot! And score. That's Maddie Keating, who has been quiet up until now. Keating takes a brilliant pass. As Bouvier feeds the corner, and then the pass out middle collected by Keating goes low to beat the goaltender below the knee and tie the game at 8 apiece with 10 minutes gone by in the second half.
That was a picture-perfect play. Keating did a really nice job seeing the backdoor opportunity, and Kudu was able to connect.
Kutu, the assist, Keating's first goal. Back-to-back goals by BG. They've scored 3 of the 4 total goals in this second half. They have erased a 2-goal halftime lead for Bedford. They put this home Bedford crowd on edge a little bit here. State semifinals. Pinkerton gets the winner. If it is BG Pinkerton, it'd be a rematch of the 2019 championship game, a game won by the Cardinals in the closing minutes.
Officials are taking their time setting up this draw.
Each one becoming more important than the last here as we start to head down the stretch. Campbell and enters. Diving effort near side. Grogan went flying. BG ends up with possession. Holt. Hounded by Matthews. Holt lost it. Bouncer picked up near side by Campbell. And now BG going to pause and take a break here. Looking for the lead, trying to come up with a third straight. And take their first lead since the first half. Now the Bedford crowd, you can hear them chanting defense. Trying to deny the off-ball pass. Feed from that far corner. It's Reap looking for Keating, who is surrounded by white jerseys. Whistle here. It's going to go against Bedford.
Bit of a risky pass inside, but fortunate that the Bulldogs fouled Keating and will set her up for a free position on the perfect center hash.
This one deep, though. It's from 10, 11 yards out. Keating, who scored a moment ago, perhaps eyeing a second, will fire and score. Wow, a bullet upstairs. Maddie Keating, one of 16 players on BG who will play at the NCAA level. You see they're winding up that shot. Goes top shelf, and BG has the lead once again at 9-8.
Looks like Keating rung the crossbar a little bit on that one. Really perfect placement.
So Keating shut out in the first half, has come up with back-to-back goals here in the second half. BG's run is now 3 unanswered, and their lead is 9-8.
Campbell's made a big difference on the draw circle for the Cardinals. You can see Mimi Piercy and Sydney Grogan lining up where Campbell's been winning it on this to her left side.
Yeah, she's won 3 of 5 in the second half after BG collectively lost 9 of 13 in the first half.
The ball goes to the same spot it has the last 3 times.
And it ends up with BG's halt. Cardinals in transition. Keating for Kutu. Kutu didn't like it. Wisely puts the brakes on. In a reverse direction. Coming up at the midway point, second half. It's been a fun one. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Shot denied here. That's Bedford's Widener, the sophomore. Widener leaves the cage, is hounded down from behind by Reap, who poked it loose and comes up with it for BG. Now that may have been a mental mistake, right, by the young goaltender?
Yeah, she made a nice adjustment and saved that high-to-high shot that she let in previously, but didn't see Reap coming up from behind her.
Meanwhile, BG again in no hurry. They got a 1-goal lead now. We're at the midway point, second half. They've scored 3 straight. Methodical here on this trip, trying to reestablish a 2-goal lead. BG led at one point 5-1, and now they lead 10-8. Another silky feed. They're going to throw a penalty in on top of this.
Wow, that was a huge play.
See again the nice pass, nice gather, and score for Holt. That's her third.
That's going to put Matthews on the sidelines with a yellow card for a push after the play.
The freshman who's played so well for Bedford makes a mistake there.
BG really benefited from staying calm. You saw Nat Kutu control the play, and then after Steph Reap caused a turnover, they did a nice job setting up their offense again.
Didn't try to force anything, didn't turn it over.
Absolutely. So this possession is going to be awarded to BG because there was a yellow card and a foul after the play.
So a chance to extend the lead and extend the momentum, frankly. It's a game of runs, we know that. BG at one point led 5-1 in the first half. Bedford closed out that first half on a 6-0 run and led 7-5 at the break. The two teams exchanged goals in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half, but since then BG 4 unanswered. And now again with a 2-goal lead on the board at 10-8. Well, it'll be Bouvier to restart. Meanwhile, Coach Y Saw something she didn't like there on the BG sideline.
Yeah, it looks like Bedford had too many players between the restraining lines.
Coach Y pointing that out. The officials correcting the situation, and now Bouvier flashing the speed to restart. It's going to get her team going here on the near side. Kutu back out for Keating. Both have played well in this second half, as has Lindsay Holt. Far side, weaving is Piercy. Holt near side, Keating. Bedford doing a good job sliding and giving room as well defensively as they're shorthanded here. Back, post, middle Bouvier, out top, up top for Holt. Closed out well though by Henners defensively for Bedford. Campbell, extra feed, Kutu, closed out again well by Grogan. Holt, little jab step, nowhere to go. Good possession here defensively by Bedford.
Lockdown D. BG has not been able to find the open player.
To the Cardinals' credit, though, they haven't forced it. Pass deflected. Holt takes it off one bounce inside the 20. Back top of the box, Bouvier. Back door, Campbell. Out for Holt. Again, good recovery by Bedford. Some of these initial shooting lanes shut down quickly. There's Keating looking for a soft spot shot. Stopped again by Widener.
So that shot hit Widener in the head, and so that's going to be a foul on the BG offense, and it's going to be Bedford ball.
If the shot hits the goaltender in the head?
Yes, yeah. So that was a shot directly to the helmet, and that's going to be a foul at the high school and youth level.
Interesting. Bedford? Well, they deserve the stop, frankly, there. They worked hard, shorthanded on the defensive end. They can't come up with the clear, though. Bulldogs turn it over. Cardinals trying to take advantage of the chaos and will. It's Riley Bouvier upstairs for the junior.
I'll give an unofficial assist on that one to Delaney Ramallo, who caused that turnover in the clear.
Good call. Bouvier won 2 goals in the first half. 2 more here in the second to give her 4 and stretch this BG run to 5 unanswered goals.
You see Bouvier really finding her stride here in the second half. Awesome shot placement, picking that top right corner.
Coming up on the 10-minute mark. If you're Coach Hodgson, how do you handle this here? Kristen, a timeout. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. But Bedford needs something to change their recent fortunes.
The Bulldogs, they need to draw control now more than ever. That's going to really push their game forward.
The last 3, I think, have gone to BG.
Yep, that's exactly what they needed right there.
Campbell had a chance to come up with it for the Cardinals. Instead, it belongs to Enners, who has played as well as anybody out there for Bedford. Sophomore Mitty has logged a lot of minutes, made a lot of plays. Inside of 10 minutes. Here comes Enners. Stripped from behind, but a whistle. He's going to line everybody up. That got the step. Holt comes down hard over the top from behind, as you see there on the replay.
Yeah, so Holt actually looks like they kept that or called that as a clean check, but it was Frida Teresa on the shooting space who's going to call for the foul.
Enners trying to bring Bedford back within 2. Tried to go across the body. Got jammed up. Again, the whistle comes as we head towards 9 minutes to go, second half.
Nice job by BG crashing in there early. Enners, they want to release the ball a little bit earlier this time, knowing that she has Bouvier crashing in on her from the right.
Just outside the 11-yard line. Charge, shot, stopped by Riki. Good job by the goaltender, made the save waist high, a quick outlet, now a foot race. Clearing is Piercy. Piercy near side. Here comes Keating. Keating cut off. May have taken a shot to the face as well by the stick of the defender there. That was Bedford's Sabrina Tipping. So they'll line it up. Stay outside, the 8-yard line here for Keating. Looking for goal number 3, all in the second half. Nope.
Smart play there, opting for possession.
Yep. Kill some clock. 3-goal lead on the board. We head towards 8 minutes. Second half's been all BG. Bedford led at the break 7-5. BG undefeated. In the regular season, the only 2 blemishes for Bedford came at the hands of BG. Bouvier, laser denied upstairs. Now that was a nice save. That's Wiedner.
Let's go, take it to him.
Can Bedford clear, though? That's the other question. Teresa and Keating converging defensively to poke that loose. However, Bedford gets the whistle. And Emily Utter now surrounded, trying to find a way out here. Ulmer. Left side, it's Natalie Rago.
As this game picks up in intensity, both teams are going to want to make sure to control their sticks and limit the fouls.
What do we got here? Another whistle. Along that far sideline, it looks like it's against BG. It is. Quick restart. Clock starting to become a factor as well as we head towards 7 minutes remaining. Bedford down 3, 11-8. Hoping to cash in here. Ulmer a jab step. Thought about coming out to the near side right. Instead goes far side. Cutter. Pass. Catch. Stopped. Whistle, though, on the Enner shot. It looked like a pretty clean save initially by Riki. The officials say otherwise, and Bedford again is going to have an opportunity. They freeze the clock for a moment with 6:41 to go.
Holt must have made some kind of contact up high, whether it was in the player's sphere or to the head. So she's going to sit now.
Enners hoping to draw Bedford back within 2. Scored once earlier. Enners bouncer. Riki kicks that one away. Ground ball far sideline, picked up by Grogan in the corner. Grogan, sophomore, going to sweep back around to the middle. Short pass collected off the bounce at the top of the box by Enners. 2-man game near side with Matthews. Defender slips. Pass, though, taking goal line extended. It's Ulmer. Ulmer going to trot behind the cage to the far side. Trying to work on the defender. That's Tegan McGinnis. Back near side for Doldo. 6 minutes and counting. Just nobody open. Weak side. A lot of movement. Ulmer still with nowhere to go. Behind the cage now, O'Brien. O'Brien trying to find a cutter. The off-ball defense excellent by the Cardinals. They'll switch on the ball as well. As Bouvier now down in a crouch. Gives O'Brien a little bit of room. O'Brien a little flip pass for Matthews near side. Jab step with that right hand. Backdoor feed. Gets away for a moment from Grogan. O'Brien tried to back her up, and it ends up in the stick of the goaltender, Riki.
Excellent 1v1 defense by the Cardinals, and all while a player down. That was a big stop.
Yeah, maybe the biggest yet, as Bedford killed a lot of clock there and didn't come away with a shot. We continue to tick, tick, tick down towards 5 minutes, second half. Meanwhile, Riki being pestered by Bedford's Audrey Purnell. Trying to free up an outlet pass, and now a whistle will come. And I think a timeout here has been called by BG.
I like that timeout call. Gives them some time to collect themselves and reset in this clear.
5:02 to go. Tale of 2 halves, really. We'll get to the recap in a moment. Reminder, hit the subscribe button for us online on our home on YouTube, FNL NH Media. Of course, that's short for Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. FNL NH Media on YouTube. Free to subscribe. Hit the button. You won't miss a thing coming up down the road. We've got a big week coming up as well. Boys Final Four, girls championship games, all this week, including the final couple of renditions this season of our FNL NH Lacrosse show. Coach Cameron back in studio tomorrow morning. Exclusive interviews which you won't find anywhere else. That's Sundays at 9. And we're back after a week off from Memorial Day last weekend. So Sunday at 9, FNL NH Lacrosse Show. Tuesday, another boys-girls doubleheader with Pinkerton Exeter meeting in the boys semifinals in D1 championship game. Well, we don't know who that will be with the girls yet. We know Pinkerton is there. They beat Exeter earlier today. And this one still with 5 minutes and 2 seconds remaining undecided. But a tale of two halves. Bedford led in the first half, or at halftime rather, 7-5. They closed out that first half on a 6-0 run. However, since then, Kristen, Bedford just one goal. BG has scored now 5 unanswered and are in a position here with 5 minutes and change remaining to close the door and go back to the championship game.
BG has the opportunity now to control the tempo for the rest of the game. The smartest thing for them to do would be to slow it down, maintain their possessions, and just play really clean lacrosse for the last 5 minutes. I think we're going to see Bedford come out swinging for this last 5 minutes. They're going to really need to fight to get possession back to have an opportunity to win this game.
So prepare for the barrage if you're BG, because this feisty Bedford group, with their backs now to the wall, I'd imagine you're right, going to give it full effort here over the final 5:02. A little bit of fog starting to settle in here. It's been hazy, it's been humid. Saw some thunderstorms in the area that caused this game to get off the ground a little later than we assumed. Didn't face off till nearly 10 minutes of 9 on the East Coast. Some of this fog starting to get down in the close to field level here. We'll keep an eye on that as we look to wind this one up. 5:02 to go, second half. BG undefeated during the regular season.
I guess we have some Saturday Night Light action tonight.
That's right. Friday Night Lights. Under the lights on a Saturday night here in Bedford. Bouvier. Just the raw speed, fun to watch. Runs into O'Brien and two of the better players on the field, separated via the whistle. It'll stay with BG. Step one, the Cardinals clear it successfully coming out of the timeout. And now I guess step two, Kristen, is trying to run that clock as low as possible.
Yep, we're going to start to see Bedford pressure out a bit more. They're not going in a full pressure, but definitely locking off adjacents and making these passes more difficult for the Cardinals' attack.
Yeah, coming way out here on the perimeter. Try and force the issue. Cardinals. Little catch behind the cage. Bedford got to stand pat for the moment. Now tipping does come out and force the issue. Whistle, though, is going to go against the Bulldogs. Tipping a little too aggressive there. Another one of these talented Bedford sophomores, Sabrina Tipping. Inside of 4 minutes, coming up on 3.5, in fact.
We're going to see the Bedford defense start to be more aggressive for the last 3 minutes. They're going to need to make a big play here.
Yep. Matthews trying to chase down Piercy, for instance. And now the one-on-one with O'Brien and Bouvier, both cat quick. Keating in the corner, Kutu. Trying to shake off the defender, Kira Abdel Saeed. Again, another sophomore for Bedford.
With no shot clock here, BG has nothing to lose by just holding the ball. They could run out these last 3 minutes.
Well, here comes the slide. As both Grogan and O'Brien basically just chasing the ball at this point.
Full pressure.
BG doing a good job keeping it away.
This kind of high pressure defense could create some scoring opportunities with wide open girls. So
final 2.5. Two-player game near corner between Kutu and Bouvier. Bouvier with it. Over the top, Keating in the middle, wide open. Low shot, knocked aside. Pretty good look there for Tegan McGinnis. Cardinals come up with a key ground ball, though. Nearly a backbreaker for Bedford. Meanwhile, both Grogan and Enners trying to double Keating. Keating, who scored twice in the second half, doing a good job shielding the ball. BG brings this clock inside of 2 minutes. Keating, short feed, McGinnis, far side. Rifle behind the cage, Kutu. Again trying to shake off the defender. Well, mistake-free here by the Cardinals, despite Bedford's best effort.
Impressive control.
It really has been. I don't think we've seen one drop. As it just continues to be worked. The ball has been worked around the perimeter. Now a double team. Catches Kutu by surprise, seemingly, but a whistle is going to help out the senior. Sorry, the junior. Kutu restarts. And that clock continues to tick, tick, tick. Down to a minute here. BG by 3. Cardinals trailed by 2 at halftime, but a dominating second half, really on both ends. Seems like it's going to make the difference here.
BG sideline is starting to get excited. Under a minute left, and I think they've got this one.
Yeah, they're jumping around. A chance to get back to the championship game in a rematch with Pinkerton. BG Pinkerton in June. Stop me if you've heard that before.
Time and time again.
Yes. Whether it's boys or girls, it's become the predicted championship round. Bedford finally forces the giveaway. O'Brien in a race against time. Down to 15 seconds. Right down the middle for Bedford. Going to shoot and score. With 13.7 remaining. Reagan O'Brien. Scary to think she's only a sophomore and
a sophomore that didn't get to play a freshman season.
Didn't have a freshman season, right? I mean, you take a look up and down at the underclassmen talent on the Bedford roster, and the future is very bright, I think, for Coach Hodgson.
Absolutely. Having a young team with this kind of fight in them, loved seeing that from O'Brien, just running down the field. Absolute will to score.
There'll be most of the team back next year with Julian Bell, by the way, who did not play in this one, unfortunately, the Navy commit. Will be back, though, next year as a senior. Face-off win for Bedford. Maybe too little too late, though, as Matthews runs into a wall, and Bedford is going to run out of time. Bishop Guertin with a strong second-half performance. Come into Bedford and knock off the Bulldogs. 11-9 is the final as you see the championship celebration. They're on their way back to the big game, the championship game Tuesday, and BG will face Pinkerton yet again.